What if I told you there's a room that once you enter, you can walk out the door, but you can never actually leave? Not because something is physically stopping you, but because something inside that room changes the way your mind works. So let me ask you this. If you walk into a place and didn't even realize you were trapped, would you ever try to escape? This isn't a horror movie. This isn't fiction. This is based on something very real, something psychological, and something most people don't even realize they've experienced. Today, we're talking about a room no one can leave once they enter. Imagine this. You walk into a room. It looks normal. No chains, no locks, no guards, just walls, a door, and silence. You step in. The door closes behind you. You turn around, open it, and walk out. Simple. Nothing strange. But here's the problem. Something in that room stayed with you. Because days later, you start thinking differently. You hesitate more. You question yourself more. And slowly, you stop doing things you used to do easily. But you don't connect it to the room. Inside that room, nothing attacks you physically. Instead, it introduces something far more dangerous: doubt. At first, it's small. A thought like, maybe I'm not good enough. Then another, what if I fail? And another, what if people judge me? The room doesn't force these thoughts on you. It just plants them, and your brain does the rest. So here's the question. If the room didn't lock you in, and you technically walked out, why do people still act like they're trapped? Because the trap isn't physical, it's mental. Once those thoughts settle in, they start shaping your decision. You stop speaking up, you avoid risks, you overthink everything, and eventually, you build invisible walls around yourself. Walls that weren't there before, walls that came from that room. Here's the part most people don't realize. You've already been in that room. Maybe it wasn't a literal room. Maybe it was a moment you were embarrassed, a time someone judged you, a situation where you failed. That moment, that experience, that feeling was the room. And once it happened, it stayed with you. But here's what makes it worse. Some people don't just visit the room once, they go back over and over again without realizing it. Every time you replay a negative moment in your head, you walk back into that room. Every time you tell yourself, I'm not good enough, you step inside again. And each time, the room gets stronger, the thoughts get louder, then the walls get thicker, until one day, you don't even question it anymore. You just accept it as reality. The scariest part isn't the room itself. It's this. You can't leave a place you don't realize you're still in. Because from your perspective, this is just who you are now. Quiet, careful, overthinking, holding back. But in reality, you're still reacting to something that happened a long time ago. So now, the real question is, if the door was never locked, what would it take for you to finally walk out? That room, it doesn't control you, but it convinces you that it does. And the longer you believe it, the longer you stay. So maybe living isn't about finding the door. Maybe it's about realizing it was never closed. If this made you think about something you've been holding on to, like the video and subscribe, because some truths you don't realize until it's too late.